Hey everyone, welcome back to the homestead. Today I'm going to be doing a kind of an update video on our pig operation. Basically what we've got going on here, what we are doing to make our lives a little bit easier, and what we have planned for the future. So stick with this video, we'll show you what we got going on. Alright guys, I'm going to start out with the video with some of our original pigs. So right here we have Kevin, who's a Cooney Coon. It's this guy right here. And then we have Luna, which is an IPP, an Idaho pasture pig. We got two Idaho pasture pigs. One of them was a barrow, so a cut male, and we actually processed him and we've been enjoying that. But I will say that the Idaho pasture pigs have a very good temperament, a very good personality. And the Idaho pasture pigs, if you look at our pig area, the Idaho pasture pigs have, on the outside of our perimeter of the fence, they have an electric fence, which is just a single hot wire. Honestly, they could walk right over this, and it goes all the way around. So they've got this entire forested area here that they can enjoy, and this is just powered by a solar box, and it is holding up really well. So they have access to the creek, they have access to all of the wooded areas, and they have access to forage on grasses and everything out in this area, probably more than the two pigs could handle. We did have our other coon in there, which is right here. Her name is Lena. But Lena, she didn't care too much about the electric fence, and she would just go right through it. So before I show you Lena and the other girls here, I'll show you this nasty area right here. The boys need to come give them some new bedding today. These are the show hogs. So the boys are in FFA. These pigs are growing so fast. They are already bigger than our coons, and they honestly, they dominate the growth. So there's a reason why this particular type of pig, I think it's a blue butt and a Hampshire, they will grow to butcher weight within a few months, 4 to 6 months, and they're going to be there, when in reality we've only had them for 2 months. This guy right here, he's probably going to be butcher weight here in a month or so. So they grow really, really fast. We're actually worried that they're growing too fast. But let's go ahead and go into the paddock. So I've got one of these, and I'm going to tell you, these quick release gates, that's where the money's at. They're awesome. All right, so we're in here, and this is where the girls are. So all of the girl pigs, except for that IPP that's out with the coon, are in here. Now, I do think that the two black girls, there are Michon gilts. They, I believe, will be just fine being out in the main pasture with the hot wire. I've told they're very good on fences. My only reservation is they're still too young to breed, and I don't want our coon to breed with them. That's why they're in here with all the girls. So, I already introduced Lena. We call her Lena for short for javelina. We're from Arizona, and javelinas are like the wild pig-like creatures out there. So that's why we call her Lena. And then we have our Mangalista sow. She's already had a few litters of piglets. And for those of you not familiar with Mangalistas, they call them like sheep pigs. Supposedly they have really good meat quality. So the plan my oldest son Jackson has was to breed the Mangalistas. My youngest son Riker, he's deciding he's going to breed the Michon pigs. The Michons are a kind of endangered pig, not kind of, they are an endangered pig that I believe there's about 1,000 of them in the United States, and we're part of the American Michon Restoration Society, and we are going to be breeding these awesome pigs as well. They too are supposedly have a really good red meat. So all the pigs you see on our farm are more of a lard pig versus a traditional, you know, fast-growing meat pig like the show hogs. So I'm going to show you guys our watering system, which I think is super cool, after I introduce you to the rest of the pigs. So this guy right here, his name is Ogre, and he is our boar Mangalitsa pig. Ogre. And Ogre actually got my son Jackson pretty good. He's got some tusks. He doesn't mess around. He is a big boy, and I'm not going to lie, we are all kind of afraid of Ogre. Isn't that right, Ogre? I try to be super sweet with him, but it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Huh, buddy? Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? You know, maybe if we keep showing him some love, he'll calm down for us. I don't know if you guys saw the tusks there when he opened his mouth, but he constantly foams. I built these structures out of 55-gallon drums. Basically, pretty simple construction. I've got a video on that. And Ogre dug himself a little burrow here. He wants to be in the show now. Are you a good boy, Ogre? Are you a good boy? No, you're not. But it's okay. So the rest of the pigs have this giant area back here that's all fenced in, and I'll walk you to the edge of the property here. And on the other side, we have, it's Ogre and our female Mangalitsa's baby. He's a barrow, so he's been cut. And then we have our male Michon pig that is not related to the females, and we plan on using him to breed with them. But the boars, aside from the coons, we have them contained. The only reason we have that little barrow in with him is just so that he's not lonely, and we want him to stay warm. He's not a furry pig, so as it gets colder, pigs like to climb up on each other to help them stay warm. And this is the original pen that we built out of wood. The siding that we put on was not strong enough, so we ended up just using wood all around. So we were trying to go cheap, and it ended up not working out. So that's the small little pen. We do have them, plan on having them take turns on who's going to get pasture time, who's going to get time with the ladies. But in the winter, this kind of all dies back. In the summertime, this is a very green, lush area, a lot of ragweed, a lot of good things for them to munch and graze on. I'm probably going to plow it, tape it off, and do clover and some other crops that I think will benefit the pigs more than just whatever grows naturally weed-wise here. So before I get to the water, which I think is the cool part, I am planting all around the outskirts food plot trees. Now, what you're seeing right here is some chestnuts. I've also got some mulberries, some jujubes, planning on getting some apples. Basically, if I see any like red delicious apples, you know, the ones that don't taste good, they're really good for pigs. And I'll be getting the cheap on sale trees and planting them around the pig pen so that in the future, they'll have an abundance of food. On top of that, if we ever want any of the fruit, we can. So my son Jackson, I made a short of this. He made a little burrow type shelter for them just out of racking, like industrial racking. And it is pretty good. It actually will hold up very nice. Over here, we have a creek that comes through here, and the pigs have kind of expanded it and turned it into their waller. It has not been getting enough water, so every few days I'll come in and I will add some water with the hose just to make sure that they've got something to play in. It is not summer anymore, so I don't need it as much for regulating their temperature, but you can see the creek comes through here. All that wooded area, though, that is part of the territory of the coons and the IPP, so they do have a lot of area that they can work with. All right, now I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to show you guys the water. All right, for those of you who have tried to water pigs, you know how difficult it can be. You know, they like to tip it over and spill it. So this platform was being thrown away at a local manufacturing facility, so I got it out of their scrap metal bin, and I installed one of these water diverters on the end. Now, you can see for the hog pen, it goes down and then comes back up. They have to treat that kind of like a straw, but for the rest of them, I use gravity, and you can see I keep it the same height. And then we purchased some tees and then tied down to these different nozzles. One's on the outside for the pigs on the outside of the fence, and one's on the inside, and they bite it and water comes out. So training them to water was pretty simple, and I'll probably do an entire video on this process. But for now, this has just been a huge savings of time, not having to haul water out here. It's been awesome. So we're going to be working on that for food soon. So we're currently feeding them mainly a commodity feed from the co-op. They like it. I've given them some food barrels made out of concrete mixers, and they last for a little while and then they break. So I'm looking at a more robust system where I might be able to get away with only having to come out once a week to feed them. If that works, that'll definitely be a big savings for us of time and money, but we do enjoy these daily checkups. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick update video on what we're doing with our pigs. If you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to our channel, because we do almost daily shorts with our animals. Most of the time it's with the pigs, and you can see what's going on. You can watch their growth and their progress and really get to know us at the homestead. So we'll catch you on our next video. Bye.